What's going on YouTube? Zachary Kramer with Cool Cars for Sale, bringing you the coolest cars for sale on the internet. Today, I want to talk about 5 inexpensive sports cars that are sure to put a smile on your face. I'm going to rank these cars in order from slowest to quickest based on their 0 to 60 times. The first car on our list is the 1989 W11 Toyota MR2. This model of the MR2 is supercharged, and to be honest, it only weighs 2,000 pounds. It's as light as a can of soda. You can rip this thing around turns like nothing else I've ever driven. Such a fun car. Yes, I could have picked the Mark II or Mark III or whatever they call them. I went with version 1 because I happen to think that it looks the best. It has pop-up frickin' headlights. What's not to like? The engine is the 4A GZE. Try saying that 5 times fast. I can barely say it once. It's based on the 4A GE, which Toyota made for over 20 years, 1982 to 2002. So parts are readily available for this car. 0 to 60 is not the best. 6.5 seconds. However, throwing it around corners makes up for that completely. These cars are also super cheap, with clean ones coming in at around $5,000 to $8,000. I mean, even with low miles, you're not going to spend above 10. And that's why I chose it for the first car on our list. The second car on our list is the AP1 Honda S2000. These cars were made from 99 to 2003 for the AP1. Yes, they made them all the way till 2009, but I'm going with the AP1. It's a front mid-engine car with the F20C producing 247 horsepower. I did pick the first gen because the gearing is a little bit better, as they say in the forums and things like that. I've driven only the second gen, but apparently the first gen people like a lot better. So that's why I'm going with it. They're also a little bit cheaper. The car handles unbelievable because of its low center of gravity and its 50-50 weight distribution. Its 0 to 60 is not much faster than the MR2, coming in at 6.3 seconds. Clean examples of this car can be had for around 12 to 15,000. You can spend a little more, you can spend a little less, but I thought the sweet spot was right around there. These cars are absolutely bulletproof, as they are Hondas, and that's why I decided to put them on the list, because they're bulletproof, they're fun to drive, they're relatively inexpensive, and to be honest, they're iconic. The third car on our list is a BMW. I had to put a BMW on this list, and I chose the E36 M3, but only in 1996 to 1999. Cutting out the 95s because you want the famous 3.2 liter inline 6 that BMW is known for. The car puts out 240 horsepower and is relatively lightweight, coming in at around 3,300 pounds. Not as light as the MR2, but still very light, especially by today's standards. It does 0 to 60 in 6.1 seconds. Now, this is a little controversial. Some people say slower, some people say faster. I took the averages of what I found online and put it together, and that's how I came up with 6.1 seconds, making it the third car on our list. These cars can be had for around 12 to 15,000 if you want a clean one. It's pretty ridiculous because in the last few years, prices have jumped sporadically on these cars. You know, when I bought mine back in 2017, clean ones were like $9 grand. So I definitely recommend picking one of these up now while they're still relatively inexpensive. Don't think they're going to be anywhere near what E30 M3 prices are picking up. However, it is a completely analog car from the 90s, and the styling is decent enough, so they are going to go up in value at some point. Number 4 on our list is a very interesting car. It's not really spoken about too often, and I really don't know why. The 2007 to 2009 Pontiac Solstice GXP. You have a 2.0 liter inline four putting out 240 horsepower with the assistance of a turbo, which means it's easily tunable, so awesome. It's relatively lightweight, and it's a Pontiac, so maintenance is not too bad on these. I was looking on the forums, and one of my buddies, Poria, he has one. You should check out his channel, the Sunday Club. It's honestly a very fun car. In 2006, the car won a Design of the Year award. I chose this car for the list, number one, because it has a turbo, and number two, because 0 to 60 is 5.5 seconds. That's pretty respectable for 2007, honestly. It's also super inexpensive. Clean examples are coming in at around 8 to 12 grand with low miles. So if you want to get one of these cars, I believe in the future it could become a classic. They're completely analog. You just don't get that anymore. And it's one of the last Pontiacs that they ever made. The fifth and final car on our list is not really a sports car, but it has to be spoken about. The E55 AMG. You get a 5.4 liter V8 pumping out over 460 horsepower. Unbelievable. In a sedan. A sedan! The car is extremely heavy. However, it's not really made for handling. It's just a fun kind of a muscle car, if you will. I personally am not the biggest Mercedes guy, but I happen to love this car. And it is the most reliable AMG car ever built. Maintenance is kind of expensive, but you don't really have to worry about that because things don't really break on these cars. If they do, parts are readily available, and you can buy used parts and things like that, so it's not really gonna hurt your wallet like other AMG cars. 0 to 60 in this car is super fast for what it is. 4.5 seconds. That is crazy. This car was in competition with the E39 M5, which I would have put on the list, but maintenance in those cars are not the best, and they're also super expensive now, whereas the E55s are still somewhat affordable. You can buy a clean example of these cars for about 12 to 15,000, and that's why I had to put it on the list. All of these cars are relatively cheap and a blast to drive. Each one has its own set of characteristics and uniqueness to it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you think that I left something out or you disagree with one of my picks, please comment below. I'm sure the MR2 is going to get a lot of hate as well as the Pontiac, but I'm definitely open to hear what you guys have to think. Thank you for watching. Please stay safe, stay healthy. See you next time.